Hello, this is the Convo Guy here. Today I have a guest speaker, Marquis. It's a pleasure having you. Today's topic is going to be on day trading. Day trading is a skill that involves the buying and selling of assets in the stock market, foreign exchange market, and cryptocurrency market. If this skill set is mastered, you could become an entrepreneur that's in control of the time and days that one chooses to make money. Over the years, people have been calling this form of making money a scam, a pyramid scheme, and it's been associated with a lot of negative connotations. Today, my guest speaker plans on explaining his day trading experience and plans on debunking the myths and stereotypes associated with this form of making money. Marquise, it's a pleasure having you. The floor is yours. Please explain how you got into day trading.
I got into day trading around March. Initially, I was doing options trading on Robinhood, and when I went on YouTube, I started studying more about stocks, indices, and things of that nature. And later on, I came across day trading, did a course online on YouTube that told me about day trading, and then initially I started doing forex, and then later on I met my friend from high school, or we just reunited, and he so happened to do day trading as well, and he told me about futures trading and prop firms, and that's how I got into day trading.
Based on my experience, you can't do it for the money. You got to do it because you have a passion for it. I have a passion. Would you say the reason why you're still pursuing it is because you have a passion for day trading that could translate to other aspects of your life?
I would say, yeah, I definitely have a passion for it, more so because it gives a sense of freedom where you don't have to work that 9 to 5 and take up the dominant side of your day, which is, of course, around 9 o'clock to 5 p.m. So I would say, yeah, I do have a passion for it. I have a passion for trying to achieve freedom.
Okay. I'm a believer in people. When you reach your success with day trading, what do you plan on doing? I've met people who want to day trade for the rest of their life, and I'm just like, okay, that's you. But some people, they want to do it so that they could have the the ability to achieve other things in life. So
Yeah.
let's say you achieve that success in day trading, which you will, because I'm a believer in all people. What are you doing with the rest of your time?
Well, with the rest of my time, I'm doing ministry work. I do a lot of evangelism. I'm trying to teach young men how to be Christian men while still perceiving and still showing that masculine dominance that a man should have. I also would like to start a women's clothing for the ladies of my faith because they find it difficult to, go to the gym and throw on appropriate, modest clothing while still being able to work out and exercise and, just do regular things on a day-to-day life aspect without having to put a full dress on and get themselves ready like they were going out to a fashion show. And what I would like to do as well, lastly, the main thing I would love to do is to start country living. I really do believe that it's a time to be independent and we need to be free from all government necessities and we need to be government dependent and financially independent, which means we won't even have a need for money because we have the resources ourselves.
At the end of the day, from what I'm gathering, you're chasing day trading as a form to be free from your financial burden so that you could pursue your true passions, if I'm getting that right.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. If I may ask you, why do you think day trading gets such a bad rep?
Well, what I would say is people make a lot of bad and not smart decisions when it comes to day trading. A lot of times people gamble, so they associate day trading with gambling. And a lot of people that talk about it verbally outside to people who are ignorant of day trading, they make it seem like gambling as well. With the way they say, oh, I bought, but I thought it could have been here, or, something like that. It makes it seem like you didn't know what you were doing when day trading really is just straight money management. You should know everything you're doing. Every trade you take is a financial decision, and you need to treat it as such.
I agree with you because um, when I started day trading, my main focus was always having that perfect strategy, trying to get that algorithm, that 99.9% algorithm to where I'll be able to win the majority of my trades. Again, that's not possible. in the stock market. Um, but that's what I was always aiming, a high profitable winning strategy. But then when I thought I had a high winning profitable strategy, I was lacking the risk management aspect. So I was always putting myself in a loop for years because it's like every time I thought I had that profitable strategy, I lacked risk management. So what's your take on that? What's your take on distinguishing traders that confuse um, their strategy with risk management? Because some people feel like it's combined, but there's obviously a difference between the two.
Yeah, there is a slight difference, I would say, but I would say they are more so similar in a way as well. Because when you have a strategy, that's basically what you are looking for in your setup. But your risk management is how much you're willing to risk in regards to that trade. It's almost like buying and selling in real estate. You look for a specific location for the house, you look for specific things in regards to the house. And when you find all those things that check your boxes, now it comes to a financial standpoint of how much you're willing to risk, how much you're willing to put up for the house. Now, things can go right and things could go wrong, but at least you manage your risk. But sometimes, just like with real estate, people just buy things because it seems good, but you didn't put no real thought into it initially. So I believe there is a slight disconnect and a similarity as well, but it just comes down to the heart and what the person is thinking in their mind.
I remember my cousin was the first one who told me about prop firm. I didn't even know what a prop firm was, and that was back in 2020, I believe. When did you first discover what a prop firm was, and what is your take on the prop firm industry in 2024?
Well, in 2024, actually this year, this is when I also discovered prop firms. I met up with my friend from high school, like I said initially, and he just told me about them. He told me about Top Step, which was the prop firm that I have used in the past. And in regards to prop firms in general, I say they are very smart, but they're very smart for the prop firms. And those that do prop firm trading, I believe that they should just be very aware and understand that the prop firm's job is to make more money for themselves. Now, if you take on these prop firm challenges, what you need to understand for yourself is that you need to treat it just like any other personal account. You need to take it even more serious now because 9 times out of 10, the people that are engaged in these prop firms work 9 to 5 jobs, and you're taking money out of your paycheck to pay a prop firm to start making simulated money so you can eventually make real money. So what I would say is treat it very serious and don't try to change your life in a day over risking and taking big, large trades where you know the risk on the back end will be you're losing the whole account and you blow it and you have to pay that reset or wait till the month restarts again.
I see, I see. Since you just find out about what a prop firm is, would you say how many accounts would you say you've opened this year?
Yeah, I'll definitely say it. What made me realize that I was spending a lot of money on prop firms was when I seen that I spent over $500 in prop firms. Now that's about 10 accounts right there because I did the $50 on monthly challenge from Top Step, which was for the 50K challenge that they had.
Hopefully, you learn from the mistakes I made. But basically, if I'm to calculate how much I've lost from my Forex funds, the funded trader, FTMO, smart prop trader, I would say I probably blew a total of 50 challenge accounts. So, and I feel like I would have preserved those accounts if my mental state was there. If I just had that bright mentality going into these challenges, it would have saved me a lot of money. So what would you say someone's mindset has to be like before even paying for a prop firm challenge?
Well, what I would have to say is that number one, you better recognize God for who He is, because honestly, it's nothing in this world that you can do to achieve greatness. One thing God says is those that delight in Him and His law, they are the ones that are prosperous. So sometimes we come into these things thinking that it's going to change our life. The money will never change your life because whatever's inside of you, those impatient bad habits that are inside of you, they will reveal itself within your trading as well. People need to be faithful in that which is least so they can also be faithful in that which is much. If you treat your $100 account, your small accounts, like they were big accounts and that they were serious, it's going to translate also when you do have the big accounts, because it's just relative in numbers and sizes. So what I would definitely say is the mentality people need to have is a humble spirit, very patient, just like anything else in life. We're just doing day trading. But that's the same thing as a job, as a career, all these things, these attributes, they all articulate and they all coincide and complement each other no matter what you do. So treat day trading like it is a job, like it is a business. And when you have those steps, when you listen to what God's telling you and you practice that patience, He will bless you.
I like how you said the word patient. I have friends who are into sport betting and they're into it heavy. And one aspect that that lack is being patient. So let's say someone you know that's into sport betting is asking you questions about top firm and wanting to get into day trading. You knowing that they're not patient, and you knowing that day trading involves a lot of patience. What are you telling this impatient person?
What I would tell them is don't do it. Don't even get into a prop firm. Don't even get into day trading until you learn for yourself that what you're doing right there is wrong in and of itself. Because if you are gambling, that will transfer, whether you want to or not. It's gonna happen because it's instilled inside of you. It's instilled inside your mind. It's a habit that you're used to doing. So what I would say is those people need to work on what this. So what I would say is what those people need to do is work on what's going on at their jobs, what's going on at their household, with their families. Take time to spend time on the little things. Let those things improve in your life, and those habits will pick up and they will develop and they will transfer on into your trading because you have the right mindset, which is what everybody needs, whether you're trading, whether you're in a career, whether you're in a business, they all go together.
I like that. I'm not a gambler. You're not a gambler based on the responses you gave. But in general, we get that status quo that day trading is gambling, no matter how much you may try to define it to someone who's not in that field. So, how would you distinguish someone who's a gambler versus someone who's a day trader?
Someone who's a day trader is somebody that knows what they're looking for, what time they're looking for it, what not to look for, when to stay out of the markets, when to get into the markets. They know everything. They're waiting for everything to line up, all the check boxes. Those that are gamblers are those that will be willing to take any setup just because it quote unquote looks good. But they don't have any real rules, any real setup, any real stop loss, any real risk management. They're just taking risk, and it has no thought process in their mind as to what the risk or the outcome could be later on. So I would definitely say that is a gambler.
My family, they have seen, over the years, they have seen the amount of passion I have into day trading. It don't matter how much I may break it down to them, they may never understand. There's one time I even had a meeting with them after I've acquired my master's degree, my master's in public health. I had a meeting with them. They were excited. They thought, oh, Andrew's gonna tell us about a career he's going to be hopping in the MPH field. And little did they know that I was telling them that day trading is my passion and I plan on pursuing it at all means. It threw them off, but eventually over the years they realized that this is our son, we love him, and if this is a passion he has, we're going to accept that he's going to take off with it. So I guess I'm saying this to show that when you love something, when you have a passion in it, those around you will see it. Do you feel like those around you see the passion that you have for day trading?
I would definitely believe so. I believe my family because I have told them that I do day trade and they definitely see the passion within me. But one thing I will even tell you personally, just with myself, one thing I had to learn is to not let these things get in the way of my mentality, to not let these things get in the way of my approach with my family, because these things, they can get frustrating at times. Day trading will become frustrating at times for anyone that's new, for even those that are experienced. I'm pretty sure they have experienced those feelings as well. But what it comes down to is that patience, that taking your time, and that will transfer into your life when it comes to your family, and treat your family well at the same time. I do believe when we have these passions, a lot of times because we are so passionate, that we end up taking some of that excess passion and we exert it into aggressiveness towards those around us, or we tend to move away from or separate ourselves, isolate ourselves from our families in a sense because of the mentality that we have, how we want to achieve this greatness. But what we have to realize and understand that our time will come. We just need to practice patience, and we need to also just follow our rules, follow our setup, and that day will come. And when our family sees it, they will understand.
I like how you said that, since we're so passionate, not just day trading, but you could be so passionate about something that sometimes you could, that energy could be used in a negative way on those around you, your family members, your siblings, etc. And I have experienced this where there's times where I'm just locked in, I'm in the zone, I'm trying to make money, I'm trying to make capital, and one of my family members or my parents said something, like, even if it wasn't meant to be taken out of pocket, but I'm so passionate about what I'm doing that I just blew up. So I do agree that there's times where we have to be understanding on both ends, where we're so passionate about it, but also look at it from the other barrier, to where they're not seeing my lens. Therefore, I gotta show them what I'm seeing in a more understandable way, so that even if they don't get it, like, eventually they'll just come to understanding.
Yeah, 100% agree. And there may be times, there may be people in your life who will never understand it. There will be people in your life who will agree with you in what you did. For example, and I would just say Jesus Christ, he knew who he was even from the age of 12 years old. Yet his own family, his own brothers and siblings, they did not know and understand what his mission and purpose was. So there are certain things in your life where other people will just not understand it. You can't make them understand it. You can't force them to. But when they do see the things that you're doing, they have to respect it. And that's one thing that we need to understand when it comes to our family, is just have that respect for them. Let them have that respect for us. And we work, and our actions speak louder than our words.
When I was first learning how to trade, it really started with binary options, from binary options to forex to now indices. So, but one thing I learned out of all these trading phases is that 95% of traders don't make it. Only 5% of people truly could do this for a living. What is your take on that?
Well, my take is this: success, there's only a 5%. There's sometimes even a 1% of people that are successful. And it all transfers into every area of your life. If you want to be successful in your health, you have to put in that work. You have to be patient. You have to be diligent. You can't look at yourself every day in the mirror and see the imperfections, but focus on the goal and focus on the things that you know you need to get done every single day. So much so that it will become boring. A lot of times people, they want now, especially in this time period with Instagram and social media, a lot of people want the now effect. They want everything right away. They want it microwave. They want it handed to them. That's why a lot of good traders, what they do is they take time off of social media, because seeing all the cars and luxury, that makes you more covetous and makes you more risky inside of your trades, because you just want to achieve what you see in the moment. So what I will say for those people that are successful versus those that are not successful is their mentality. Once again, it always comes down to the mind. No matter what you do, if you want to be successful, you have to start small. Every single day is what makes you who you are. Every decision you make makes you who you are.
I like how for these examples that you're giving, you always try to give a biblical reference. Um, how you related being, how you related to be successful in day trading, you have to learn how to be patient. And you even gave multiple biblical references. I remember in the Old Testament, specifically Abraham. Abraham had to wait at the age of 100 years old to receive a child. So imagine at the age of 85, he's probably losing faith, but that patient aspect was always still there. So long after this interview was conducted, that's one thing that's gonna stick out for me, because I feel like you that's the theme of what stood out today. That's something I could take from the questions I asked you. Being patient, because even in my life right now, when I tweak, when I bug out, and I go to my mother, she tells me, you're not being patient. And she'll always try to relate stories in the Bible where these characters had to be patient. Abraham had to be patient. Moses had to be patient. Joseph had to be patient. David had to be patient, and much more. So, you definitely impacted me for these questionnaires that I had to ask you. One thing I'm going to take from that is that being patient is an art. It's an art form, and you can't really expect to accomplish much in life if you're rushing to get these pleasures that you're pursuing after, yet you lack the art of being patient. So, as we're coming to a close, Marquis, are there any last statements that you want to state?
Yeah, I would definitely just say, like you were saying, patience, that's number one. But another thing that, God says, just related back to the Bible, because I do believe the word of God and the Lord himself, he knows what we're up against. He knows what we're going through, and he knows the keys to success, because he is success. Everything good comes from God. Every good thing comes from the Lord. And one thing he always says is, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God. So if we lack patience, ask God. Say, Lord, I lack patience. I make bad trades. I'm a bad trader. Lord, I'm a gambler. Help me. And he will help you. And he also says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. So what we do with our money after we get these good trades is not to throw it in our employer's face and say, see, I'm successful now, I'm up. It's not to put it in front of our ex's face, in front of our relationship, in front of our family members' face, and to be very prideful and boastful, because that's not of God. We're supposed to be meek, humble, and let these things now be of service. The money that we have now earned be of service to others now.
You're absolutely right, because I just thought about this. There's a reason why God forces us to be patient, because let's say he gives you what you want. Let's say God made me that successful day trader that I want to be, and I take my success to Instagram. Now I'm boasting, now I'm showing off my wealth, like how Q Banks, Raul, and all these other big time day traders do. It's as if like I was patient for no reason. It's like my true self came out. It's like I'm no different from them. I like how you incorporated that. And it's not until we're patient that we realize why ultimately we had to be patient.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
Thank you, Marquis, for this wonderful interview on day trading.